Hello, I'm Mark from Moonstone Publications. Welcome to this overview of some of the stories we've covered over the past week. But first, please hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Coming up in this week's update, stricter enforcement will be the norm for financial institutions, even once South Africa exits the grey list. MBSE celebrates 10 years of innovation in financial education. The FSCA's new digital platform will streamline compliance and supervision. The regulator has a backup plan if the Conduct of Financial Institutions Bill faces further delays. The Road Accident Fund faces another setback in its attempt to avoid liability for past medical expenses. And an amendment will tweak the bona fide inadvertent error defense in favour of SARS. South Africa is on track to exit the grey list after addressing 20 of 22 deficiencies in its anti-money-laundering regime. National Treasury forecasts the final 2 will be resolved by June. This progress marks a significant step in enhancing the nation's financial regulatory framework. At the same time, FSCA head of FICA supervision, Charles Giel, says enforcement efforts must not be relaxed. The FSCA has bolstered its capacity, which has led to intensified inspections and stricter oversight. Enforcement measures have also become more robust, with a notable rise in monetary and non-financial penalties for non-compliance. Giel says these tougher standards are now a permanent feature of the regulatory landscape, ensuring that financial institutions continue to meet stringent anti-money laundering requirements. Moonstone Business School of Excellence is 10 years old this month, marking a decade of innovation in financial services education. With multiple accreditations, MBSE has expanded its reach to thousands of students, equipping professionals with practical skills for career advancement. MBSE was an early adopter of online learning, positioning it ahead of industry shifts following the pandemic. The school continues to evolve, responding to market needs with specialized short courses. As MBSE looks to the future, its focus remains on delivering quality education and enhancing student experiences to meet the demands of the financial services landscape. The FSCA is preparing to roll out its integrated regulatory system, an automated platform aimed at streamlining processes and improving efficiency. With a planned go-live date of September next year, the IRS is designed to consolidate all regulatory interactions and data into a single, comprehensive digital profile for each regulated entity. The authority says the new system will eliminate the need for multiple submissions across fragmented platforms, paving the way for a more coordinated and responsive regulatory approach. The FSCA says it has a contingency plan if the Conduct of Financial Institutions Bill faces further delays this year. The FSCA's head of regulatory frameworks, Eugene du Toit, says the proposed backup plan involves a phased introduction of conduct-related frameworks under existing legislation, focusing on governance, compliance, advertising, and disclosure. While COFI is intended to serve as the overarching regulatory framework, the FSCA is prepared to advance key reforms independently if necessary. Du Toit acknowledged this could lead to temporary fragmentation between different laws, but emphasized that the core regulatory objectives would still be met. The Road Accident Fund has suffered another legal setback, with the Western Cape High Court ruling against its attempt to avoid liability for past medical expenses covered by medical schemes. This latest judgment reinforces earlier rulings that the fund remains responsible for reimbursing accident victims despite payments made by their medical schemes. The court found that the RAF's defense which relied on a majority decision by the Pretoria High Court, was not supported by established legal precedent. The court also noted that the RAF refused to produce key directives it cited as evidence, claiming confidentiality. The budget review highlights a significant shift in how the concept of a bona fide inadvertent error may be applied in tax law. Historically, taxpayers could use this provision to avoid understatement penalties if they could demonstrate that an error was unintentional. However, recent court rulings have interpreted the term more broadly than SARS intended, prompting National Treasury to propose a clarification. The change will explicitly link bona fide inadvertent error to substantial understatement, potentially making it harder for taxpayers to escape penalties. This could remove a key defense, forcing taxpayers to rely solely on factual determinations rather than arguing intent. That's all we have for this week. You can read these stories and many more on our website, moonstone.co.za. Until next time, here's wishing you all the best from the team at Moonstone Information Refinery.